So after watching everyone's videos, Mr. Christopher's takeaways, he focused on the content, context, feedback, and the culturally responsive teaching, and student engagement. Student engagement is key. If you don't have their buy-in, you're not getting anywhere. That was one thing I have always been taught. They have to trust you. They have to believe that you believe in them, and they have to know that you care about them. Otherwise, if they walk into a classroom and they know right away that you don't care about them, you don't care about what's going on, you don't care anything about them, they're not going to trust you. We had an incident, and now I teach art, and we had an incident last year where the internet in our whole town went down. It happened at like 3 o'clock, so into the school day, it was down all night, and it was down into early hours of the next morning. So first period art, I come in, I'm like, okay, internet's back up. How many of you have homework? Because in our school, they don't care whether you didn't have internet or not. They're going to write you up. So funny, dude. They're going to write you up whether you did your homework or not. Their thing is, well, you can go to Fordyce and sit in McDonald's and use their Wi-Fi. So I was like, how many of y'all have homework? Everybody in the classroom's hands went up. I'm like, you know what? Do your homework. Right now, do your homework. You've got Wi-Fi, do your homework. And they looked at me so stunned that I was going to forego my art lesson for the day to allow them to do their math and English homework. And I think that's where I got their buy-in, because it showed that I cared about them. And that is all about what Marzano's about, is the student behavior, that, and of course he is research-based, and I love that he's research-based. And again, I have his new Art and Science of Teaching for Art and Music. I bought it when I found out that I was going to be teaching art, because I was like, I need all the help I can get. First year teaching this, all year long. I taught it through SPED, but SPED art and Gen Ed art, two completely different animals. So just the student buy-in that I cared about them. And then I didn't have a problem getting them to do anything for me. Lisa brought up a good point, solution tree. Solution tree is just basically somebody that comes in and facilitates your PLC process. When I was at Camden, we had solution tree. And so I did, as special ed, I did tier 3 interventions for Gen Ed kids, because I had a different set of tools in my toolbox that some of those Gen Ed teachers had. They couldn't wrap their head around how to break it down into smaller chunks. So, and that's his philosophy for high yield teaching. He's not about that. He wants student outcome. The focus is on the student. My thing is, they need to understand the material, and they need to know that you get them. You hear them, you're hearing their frustrations. I'm so sorry. It's time for his medication. But that's the main goal and objective, is student outcome. And the why and the tools needed to get to the goal. And we all have different tools. If you think about your school, every single teacher in that building has a different set of tools in their toolbox. No two, people are the same, no two teachers are the same, and everybody's gonna have different tools in their toolbox. Melissa had said that he is researched based, and it's all about the student outcome perspective versus the teacher outcome. And this is where we need to be. We need to be on our student outcome, because they're the ones that are going to be graduating. They're the ones that are going to be going off to college. They're the ones that are going to have to learn how to study on their own and how to be successful without us spoon feeding to them. It's Ryder, please. And it's student based. It addresses the behavior and the student engagement. So that's one thing that I love about him, is that it does address that student behavior, because all behavior is communication, no matter what. Behavior is communication. Like Ryder's communicating right now. He's not happy with me. You can clearly hear it. But that's one thing I think that a lot of people miss, that Marzano gets, is there's a behavior piece to everything that we're doing. And Indonesia says that it's built off his other books, and that is exactly right, because as a teacher, we can never stop learning. We have to keep going. We have to keep learning. We have to keep doing. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's making the wheel better. So we need to do that for our instructional, to have those student outcomes. We need to keep reinventing the way that we do and communicate those high expectations. And, just appreciate the knowledge and the application of what's going on. Again, I love Marzano. This is going to be the second book of his that I've gone through. I'm looking forward to seeing how this book differs from my art and science of teaching versus just the art and science of teaching. Thank you.